Hello and welcome. Today we'll be talking about tokenomics and crypto raiders. It's been a little bit since the last video. Unfortunately, I've been getting stuck with a lot of 12-hour work days, so haven't been able to make a video. Apologies for that. But we'll hopefully get one out today. And we'll be covering the tokens in crypto raiders. For those who are already familiar and don't need information on tokenomics, there is also going to be a giveaway at the end of this video. Feel free to skip to the end to find out how to enter that. But it'll be another free raider. We'll be giving away Hell's Gate giveaway number 2 from the guild wallet. Number 1 was won in the last video, and I forget the name of the person that won it. But it is a pinned comment in that first video if you want to see who won that. In that giveaway, I had to use I used a comment picker and then manually entered the names of people whose comments didn't show up because YouTube is filtering them for spam. So in future giveaways, I'll talk about it more at the end of the video, but make sure your comment doesn't get caught by YouTube's spam filter. So, we will be talking about these tokenomics. So the first token in Crypto Raiders is the Aurum token, which is the in-game utility token. This is the Tokenomics white paper that they released when they originally released the tokens. You can find it in I'll link it in the description of the video, so you'll be able to find it. It's a Medium article. It's a good read to read through everything. I'm just going to be going over parts of it. It's definitely worth reading through the entire thing. But Aurum will be a variable supply token, meaning they can make more whenever they need to, or burn some if they need to in order to adjust the price. Basically, they have a whole lot in the treasury, and they can use that for making sure the price stays reasonable, and they reserve the right to do whatever they want with this token, basically. It's starting off with 1 billion tokens in supply, and most of that is not in circulation yet. Most of it is in their treasury. So this is going to be used for everything in-game. It's already used for recruiting, which is basically breeding from other games. It's used for buying more dungeon runs. Very soon it'll be used to reset stats on characters when you need to do that. It'll be used for basically everything. Crafting, enchanting, like they say when it comes out. There's going to be dungeons that cost Aurum to be able to enter them. This is also what you will eventually, once they implement it, you'll be able to earn Aurum from running dungeons. In small amounts, and this is essentially the play to earn side of the game once they start doing that. Now, whether you end up making enough Aurum to make it worth entering dungeons just for the Aurum is unknown. It seems like they want to move more towards the play to earn side, getting the gear and being able to sell the gear, and basically just being break even on Aurum. But either way, this is what it is. I suspect it'll probably be weighted in such a way that characters with no Aurum bonus from their generation will break even, and Gen 1 characters that have a 30% bonus will be able to make a slight profit of Aurum, would be my assumption as to how they will do that. I don't know, though. I have no affiliation with the team whatsoever, so don't take my word for it. This is all speculation, and nothing I say in this video is financial advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own research. Figure out how you want to invest in games. Figure out how you want to invest in NFTs. Do all of that yourself. If you follow what I do, you'll probably lose money because I do not have a good track record in investments. This is really the only game that I've done well in, or the only investment I've done well in. So definitely don't follow my advice. None of it's advice. Don't follow my opinion whatsoever. Basically, this is just talking about how they will control what factors into the price of Aurum and how they will seek to keep control of it and not let it spiral out of control and do insane things like Axie's SLP token did, where it just kind of spiked insane, breeding costs became insane, and it had to be everything had to be adjusted to bring prices down. Then the second token is the Raider token. This is a fixed supply at 100 million. This is basically meant to encapsulate the entire Crypto Raiders economy. This will eventually be a governance token, and its main utility is to just be able to provide Aurum to you. When you stake it, you will receive Aurum as a reward every day. If you stake for 3 months, you'll get the base rate, of Aurum reward, which is the small end. When we look at the bank page, you'll see a range of APRs. The small end is the 3-month. The high end is the 12-month reward rate. So you're getting, I think it's right now about a 70% APR if you're locked for 12 months, which is absolutely insane to be getting a 70% APR on any kind of investment. So it's exceptionally good. I expect it to get even better, honestly, as Raider tokens is paid out. The staking pool is paid out by half of all Aurum spent in the game. So when somebody buys a extra set of runs for 100 Aurum, 50 of that Aurum goes to Raider stakers and is split up based off of how much you have staked, what percentage of the pool you have, and how long you are staked for. So that is where that comes from. There's also, right now, there's still daily emissions being put out from the treasury in order to keep it stable, because as it stands right now, the rewards should be much lower than they are. Right now, we're getting 750,000 Aurum put into the pool every day. It should not be that high. 50% of what has been spent in game is closer to 400 to 500,000 per day. So that extra 250 to 300,000 tokens is being supplied by the treasury in order to keep the rewards up until Aurum spending starts to take off in game. And that is just something that the devs are doing to basically protect our investment in Raider token. And it's one of the many things they do to try to help out on that end. So that is what you can do with Raider, is you can just straight stake it, and you will be earning passive Aurum, which is excellent because you can use the Aurum in game. That is what I'm doing. I have quite a bit of Raider tokens staked. It is my largest position by far in this game, and that gets me the Aurum I need to be able to reset runs, and eventually will be used to pay out people to run characters, to pay members of the guild that I am forming. That is the idea anyway, so that'll be people's ability to earn money by participating in my guild, and they'll be paid out in Aurum, which I will receive from my Raider staking position, as well as from selling gear once that comes out. So you can earn a 4 times, yeah, we know all of this stuff. There is also, next up, the way to earn Raider tokens passively is through the liquidity pools. So there are 3 liquidity pools now, 2 at launch, Aurum Matic and Raider Matic. There's now also Aurum USDC. Essentially what these are is you take 50% in Aurum. We'll use the Aurum Matic pool as an example. You would have 50% in Aurum and 50% in Matic, equal dollar values. So if you were trying to invest $5,000, you'd buy $2,500 worth of Aurum, $2,500 worth of Matic, and form them into a liquidity pool token on SushiSwap. Now we can go over to the bank page real quick, and you can very quickly go over to, just go here to make LP tokens, and it'll pull up SushiSwap. And if you have Matic, I've got 21, so I could just hit max, and that would allow me to create some liquidity pool tokens with 1,417 Aurum and 21.17 Matic. And once I have those tokens, I can then go back to the bank page and stake them in order to earn my portion of these Raider tokens that are being paid out each day. As you can see, I've got some money in the Aurum USDC, and I earn a bit of Raider tokens every day. You can see I've got 109 Raider tokens just sitting here right now that I would be able to claim at any time. And the nice thing about the liquidity pool is they are not locked up for any amount of time. You can take them out whenever you want. 271% APR is insane. I would expect these APRs to all start going down as more people find the game. Do not expect to be earning these for an entire year. I would say that is wildly optimistic to think you'll earn 270% APR per year. As more people find them, the amount of total value locked will go down. Your share will get diluted a bit, and you'll earn less, and the APR will go down. However, they are still insane, and the Raider Matic LP in particular, I think, is insane because you're still going to be benefiting. You are going to suffer some impermanent loss, and there are a lot of videos on YouTube that cover impermanent loss and will do a lot better explaining it than I will. but you'll still gain some of the benefits of Raider token going up, which I think it will go up drastically in the future. So these liquidity pool tokens allow you to earn Raider tokens passively. So if you have a limited budget, say you're going to invest $5,000, one of the things you could do is invest in Aurum Matic or Aurum USDC or Raider Matic or any of these liquidity pools and earn Raider passively, which you can then put into Raider straight stake to earn Aurum passively, to then take that Aurum and sell half for either Matic or USDC, and then put it back into one of these pools, and that just creates a wheel. I believe a lot of people are doing that. I'm certainly starting to do that now. I initially only had, for quite a while, a lot of Raider tokens staked, but I have started to build up these positions almost exclusively using the Aurum that I receive, as well as from selling some of my Gen 1 and Gen 2 characters to build up these positions. And they just end up feeding into each other and growing and growing and growing. And I'll keep doing this until guilds come out, and then I will have to start using this Aurum that I get in every day to fund the guild. So that's kind of how the bank page works. You can click on any of these links to go over and buy Aurum, and it'll take you right to this page and let you just automatically import this token instead of having to enter in the address. You can go to any of these, and it'll take you to where you make liquidity pool tokens. Once you have Raider and Matic, for example, you'll be able to just be set up here. And don't click max on this, because it will leave you with not enough Matic for the transaction. So I generally like to leave myself with 5 or 10 Matic sitting around. That's excess, but you only really need a portion of a Matic. But I like to leave myself a little bit more sitting around. And that's just personal preference. But that's pretty much how the bank page works. We can take a look at the rest of this article. I believe it just talks about the initial allocations, where all of the money's at when they initially launched the token, and a bunch more information on how to participate, how they'll burn, and what their plans were at the start of this. Some of this has changed, I'm sure, but most of it is still accurate, and this article, if you want to read all of it, will be linked in the description, or it is also in the announcements if you scroll back far enough on 8/3/2021 is the announcement. You'll be able to find it there as well in the Discord. So past that, we will take a look at the charts and see what they have done since they launched. So first up, the Raider chart. You can see when it launched, it had a ridiculous spike up to around $2 mark, and then immediate crash down to, I believe the lowest it got was down around 20 something cents. I think 25 cents or somewhere around there is the lowest it got after the launch. We'd have to zoom in quite a bit there to find it. But the result of that was because it was initially launched on to be able to buy from the swap, and people started buying it up, and then bots front ran everybody and continued to push the price up. This happens in pretty much every token launch. And then the airdrop of tokens that was initially done to Gen 1 character holders was released, and people started selling it off to take profits on the game, and you saw it crash, and then people started buying back in, and you see the rest of the chart. Obviously, we have these moments where we get an insane pump and then an immediate dump, and most of the time this is because a whale came in, bought up a whole bunch of tokens, held it, let it pump up, let people get excited about the token, and then dumped it on everybody to take a profit. And you're going to see this in pretty much every token that is released that is related to pretty much any project. It's very common. They have enough money to force the price higher, and people FOMO, and then they dump on them. And you see it happen all the time. However, the general trend is upwards, and every time we get a series of dumps from whales, we stabilize higher and higher. Currently at about $1.80 per token, which, considering this is only a 3-month chart, that is absolutely insane. The initial price when it initially launched, of course, was 10 cents. However, very few people, I think, managed to get that because of the bots at the initial launch. But a lot of people, myself included, received a lot of Raider tokens for free from the airdrop. I had 30 characters at the time, so I think I got 20,000 Raider tokens for free. So that is an insane airdrop, of course, because receiving 20,000 tokens means at the current price, I essentially received $36,000 for nothing, just for holding characters in the game from the devs. And they continue to do things like that. The most recent one was the mobs airdrop for anybody that had Raider tokens staked. And if you get into the game now, you're undoubtedly going to find more airdrops in the future for various things. The devs of this project are awesome like that. So that has kind of been the history of Raider token. We've just had this recent crazy run-up as people started to find the game. And then, of course, a sell-off as the 3-month stakers that initially staked when the tokens came out got released, and people started to FUD a little bit about how much the price would drop when they got released. And it turns out the day they got released, the price didn't move hardly at all. And so people have started to buy back in now. That sold out in anticipation of that, as it does not seem like we're going to get much of a dump from the 3-month stakers. So I expect the price to start going up. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. But I'd expect us to top $3 within the next few weeks, to maybe a month or so. Long term, I think this token is worth at least $10 just on the value it provides right now. What it will actually get to, I have no idea. What it will actually be worth in the long run, no clue. It depends entirely on how much the game takes off and how many people start getting into the project. This video is starting to get a little bit long, so we'll cover what Aurum looks like and what's been going on with this chart. So you can see the same initial huge pump, huge dump, and then a bit of stabilization. Some people buying in and selling out, buying in and selling out. You get these random spikes. I believe this was the first recruitment event. You saw it spike. That's always a huge catalyst because people need a lot of Aurum tokens in order to recruit characters. And then after the event, people start selling off whatever they have left and whatever they get in from the Raider token staking, and you see a huge dump. Generally speaking, the devs have mentioned before in Discord that they want to keep the price at around 2 cents. Right around this level is where they want to keep it. And a lot of these sales are from, well, not the really big sales, but a lot of these smaller red lines in here are from the devs selling some out of the treasury in order to keep the price stable. The goal, the reason for this is to try to keep this price as stable around 2 cents as possible, so the price of recruitment doesn't become insane like it does sometimes in Axie or other games. If this price just goes insane and the devs don't try to control it, then what you'll see is a huge spike up to 20 or 30 or 40 cents, and you'll see it cost $2,000 or $3,000 to recruit a character, and nobody's going to do that, and we will have no growth in the game. So keeping this token controlled is very important. Keeping its price low is very important. And of course, once they have Aurum drops in game, they will have a new and, in my opinion, better lever for controlling that, as they can simply increase the drop rate of Aurum in order to control the price on the downside, or reduce the amount being dropped to force the price a bit higher and keep it controlled. If it happens to crash down to 1/100 of a cent or something crazy like that, and they need to recover the price up, they can simply lower the amount being dropped. Or they can use some of the money that was gained, in, which I believe they're using right now for hiring more members and getting the game produced. But they'll also be able to use some of that money for rebuying token if they ever need to control the price on the upside. And given the dev team and what I know about them, I think that is absolutely something they would do to protect everybody who is invested in their project. I really don't have, clearly I don't have enough good things to say about the project. Can't stop talking about how great the devs are and the team is. So that will be everything for this video on tokenomics. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, or better yet, go over to the Discord, and people will be more than happy to answer any questions you have in the tokens discussion. People are always happy to help with that. This community is great like that. That is going to be all for that. However, if I go over to my characters again on the guild wallet, we will be giving away once again this character here. And the way to enter that is simply to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment below. I'll be using a comment picker, and I will make sure that person is subscribed to the channel before they win the giveaway. But it'll be a simple comment picker, so make sure your comment does not get caught by YouTube spam filters. Make sure that you are not getting caught. Last time I manually entered in the names of the people whose comment got deleted by YouTube. I will not be doing that this time. This time it will just be whatever comments are there. So make sure it does not get caught. Make sure it doesn't really matter what the comment is. Once I've chosen a winner, which will be chosen probably this weekend, I will, probably on Sunday, I will comment, reply to that comment and pin the comment of the person who won. So make sure you have your YouTube notifications on so that you are notified of that. I will ask you for your Discord username so that I can contact you through Discord, and you can get me your wallet address, and I will send this character right over to you if you win. I will, of course, try to find you on Discord first, but if not, we'll go through the YouTube comments, so make sure you're paying attention to that in case you win a free character. So, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay informed if I launch another video. I will probably launch another video tomorrow or the day after covering the new dungeon that will be coming out at the end of the week. Until then, have a wonderful day.